Now at 5, why some Joplin-based injury lawyers are taking legal action against each other. Plus, Spire Utilities has a caution about some untrue social media claims about ways to avoid a utility bill.
A possible third indictment against former President Trump, this one related to January 6th and the 2020 election, could come soon. I'm Natalie Brand with what we've learned about potential charges.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A battle between 2 law offices is happening in Jasper County. A Joplin-based personal injury attorney is taking legal action against his former colleagues after they filed a petition against him. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. In the beginning of this month, Shelley Dreyer and Keegan Tinney sued Charles Stickland, accusing him of not sharing attorney's fees and reimbursements of costs from the time they worked together. Later in the month, another petition was filed, this time by Stickland. Shelley Dreyer and Keegan Tinney resigned from Stickland's firm in February of this year, according to the latest court document. Dreyer and Tinney allegedly transferred more than 90 client files from Charles Stickland's office. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has details.
Thank you, Dow. That's right. According to court documents, Shelley Dreyer began working at Stickland Law Firm in 2014. Keegan Tinney began in 2018. In the beginning of this month, Dreyer and Tinney attorneys submitted a petition wanting the division of attorneys' fees in reimbursement of costs of Dreyer and Tinney's clients. These clients were previously working with Stickland's firm. The court document of July 6 says that the parties did not have an agreement as to how attorneys' fees would be divided in the event of dissolution of the firm. Less than a week later, attorneys for the Stickland's law firm filed a petition that the lawsuit be dropped. They also countersued Dreyer's and Tinney's, accusing them of physically removing files and documents from the firm's office during the night when Stickland was out of town in February 2023. The lawsuit states that Dreyer emailed herself clients' names and personal information, including medical records and other sensitive material. Stickland accuses Dreyer and Tinney of intentionally delaying cases and informing clients and prospective clients that Stickland was too busy or would not be the best attorney to work in their cases. Stickland alleges their goal was to divert clients' money, data, and property from his firm to their new law firm, taking, quote, as many clients as they could with them to help ensure financial success of their new firm, end quote. Stickland is asking for $5 million. KOAM contacted all parties involved for comment. Stickland's attorneys declined to comment. Dreyer and Tinney's attorneys said they followed all Missouri law and ethical procedures with the former law firm.
Now, Dreyer has previously faced similar allegations. In 2012, Dreyer had a judgment against her in a lawsuit involving a St. Louis area law firm. You can find the full statement in this case, plus accusations and the complete court documents on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Another hot one out there, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, thankfully a little bit cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days, but still up there. We've had partly sunny skies throughout the afternoon hours, mainly dry. We've had a couple isolated little showers, but we're watching really this complex. Eastern parts of Colorado is eventually going to drive toward us late tonight into tomorrow morning, giving us chances for showers and thunderstorms. All right, upper 80s, northern counties, lower 90s in our southern counties. Heat indices upper 90s to near 100 degrees, the way it actually feels to your skin. And if we go through the evening, we slide back through the 80s, eventually into the 70s, but very late tonight, you can see a band of showers and thunderstorms coming in. This is 5:30 in the morning, and then it starts to press in to the region. We're going to be talking more about that, looking into your weekend here in just a bit.
See you soon. The Miami Public Library today unveiled this new mural. The mural depicts various Ottawa County towns and landmarks, including Route 66. It was painted by Jessica Stout, who participated in a short Q&A with kids after the unveiling to talk about her inspiration for the design.
Listen to the client who wants me to paint for them. I really listen to their ideas and try to figure out what their goals are in the art. Then I spend a lot of time just thinking, brainstorming, communicating with them. Then I just kind of put the whole design together and improvise as I go along.
The mural is in the Kids Connection area of the library. Spire Energy is putting some misinformation to rest about bill payments. Officials say there are videos on TikTok and other social media platforms showing people claiming to be finance experts with tips to get out of paying your utility bills. The videos recommend sending strange documents with certain flags and seals. Spire says they've been receiving these documents from customers in Missouri, but they want people to know they are not legit.
These posts are absolutely untrue. You know the saying that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and that's the case here. And it's really upsetting for us because in most cases, these customers are struggling to pay their bill. And so by them taking these tactics, it's really just delaying them potentially getting any assistance or going on a payment arrangement to help out.
Spire says if you need assistance paying your bill, you should know they do have programs to help. Federal grand jury weighing whether to indict former President Trump over his role in January 6th and his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election met today. Trump said he was given until today to testify before the panel after revealing he received a target letter from the Justice Department. Reporter Natalie Brand has the latest from Washington.
With a possible indictment from a federal grand jury in Washington, D.C. looming, former President Donald Trump lashed out against the special counsel's investigation into his actions following the 2020 election and posted a video rallying supporters.
We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country.
As senior Trump source tells CBS News, the target letter received by the former president cites 3 federal statutes: conspiracy to defraud the U.S., deprivation of rights under color of law, which applies when someone uses power to deny constitutional rights, and witness tampering and obstruction of an official proceeding.
This is big criminal exposure for the president if, in fact, an indictment is filed.
CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson says a target letter typically indicates an investigation is in its final stages.
The prosecution has interviewed so many witnesses, looked at so much documentary evidence. If they bring these charges, it means they absolutely believe that they can prove this beyond a reasonable doubt.
Over the past year, the Justice Department has talked to members of the former president's inner circle, from White House aides to former Vice President Mike Pence. They've also interviewed various state officials. Arizona's former governor is among those who have been contacted, according to a spokesman. Republican Doug Ducey says he received a call from then-President Trump while certifying the state's 2020 election results. If Trump is charged, it will be his 3rd criminal indictment as he continues to be the frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Now, yesterday, a judge rejected the former president's request for a new trial in the civil case in which he was found liable for sexual abuse against writer E. Jean Carroll. Still ahead, keeping your car safe in the intense heat.
You know how to keep yourself safe from the heat, but what about protecting your car? I'm Danya Backus with what you need to know.
And next in Health Watch, what new research shows about the connection between a gene variant and being a COVID super dodger. Topping today's Health Watch, so-called COVID super dodgers are the lucky few who catch the virus without getting symptoms. Scientists at UC San Francisco say those people are more than twice as likely to carry a gene variation called HLA-B15 that helps the immune system spot the virus quickly and target it. They say about 10% of the study participants carry the mutation, and this research could help lead to better COVID-19 treatment. Treating multiple sclerosis at the first signs of symptoms could lower the risk of a disability later in life. A study published by the American Academy of Neurology followed people who used a disease-modifying drug within the first 6 months of an episode of tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. When compared to those who didn't use the treatment, they were 50% more likely to stay stable in the progression of MS 1 year later. The summer is really sizzling in a lot of parts of the U.S. with temperatures soaring to record levels. Doctors are warning that the dangers of hot weather are real and should be taken seriously. Reporter Jared Hill has more on how to stay safe.
In Arizona, it's been so hot, doctors say surfaces like playground equipment can be as hot as a frying pan and can cause severe burns.
It's just every single day we get 1 or 2 patients that have some sort of degree of contact burns from either running into hot asphalt or touching something very hot. Temperatures between 140 and 160, which would be just a couple of seconds, will cause deep injuries to a small hand.
If you're planning to spend any amount of time outdoors in this extreme heat, hydration needs to start before you leave the house, according to Dr. Joe Lally with the Cleveland Clinic.
Even if you don't necessarily plan on doing a lot of activity outside, it's important to kind of be aware of what you're going into. So making sure that you're hydrating throughout the course of the day so that your body would have the ability to adapt, making sure that we're drinking water, make sure that we're drinking electrolyte drinks to replace what we're losing in our sweat.
Look out for the earliest signs of dehydration, like dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea, and headaches. The most dangerous type of heat-related illness is heat stroke. If a person doesn't get emergency treatment right away, this can be deadly.
Their temperature will start to elevate and they don't have the ability to lower their temperature. They often become confused, disoriented, they develop rapid heart rates, and they can drop their blood pressure as well.
Young children and the elderly are at the greatest risk for heat-related illness, according to the CDC. So they need to take extra care to stay hydrated and cool. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Certain medications can also make a person more prone to heat-related illness and dehydration. They include blood pressure medications and water pills. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, when UPS and the Teamsters Union plan to resume negotiations to avoid a strike.
Plus some thunderstorms trying to get in here late tonight. Those details coming up. Well, of course, another hot one for us today, but at least a little bit cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days. We've had partly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just southwest of Seneca, Missouri. And it looks like we'll stick with the partly cloudy skies as we go through the evening hours, but clouds will increase later on tonight, and that's going to give us chances for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. All right, let's go outside right now. A little bit cooler northern counties. Look how we have a northerly wind. Our front is kind of synced down or sunk into our southern counties. So we have a northeasterly flow, and that's why our temperatures are a little bit cooler out there for us. It's still hot, 92. It still feels like 101 with our dew point sitting at 73, which is kind of in that soupy range. So look at these heat indices. It feels like 100 in Webb, 100 in Stockton, Grand Lake, 105 in Veneta, Independence. It feels like 104. Visible satellite, you can see there's cumulus clouds kind of sinking toward the south. But what we're really watching first, this cluster, eastern Kansas, most likely is going to fall apart. It's this way out toward Denver, eastern parts of Colorado. So long ways away is going to produce a complex and try to head at least toward portions of the region late tonight into the morning hours. So you can see rain chances. Here's 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., and then we'll taper off as we go through the afternoon hours. Let's step through time for the overnight hours tonight. We'll stop at 3 a.m. Some scattered showers just west of the viewing area. As we go through the morning, here's 6:30 in the morning, thunderstorms, northeastern parts of Oklahoma, a few scattered southeastern parts of Kansas, but some of those guys could be a little bit strong, especially in northeastern Oklahoma. Now look, the heaviest spread south of I-44. North of I-44, very scattered. Rainfall amounts will be much less. Scattered thunderstorms start to work out by the noon hour. And then once we get into the afternoon, we may get an isolated shower, but high temperatures, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. So it's going to feel by the afternoon fantastic for us tomorrow. All right, tomorrow night looks pretty good. Temperatures, they cool into the lower 60s for overnight lows. Saturday overall looks pretty good, but we may get some thunderstorms in here, especially our northern counties, by the evening hours. But most of the day looks pretty good as we head into Saturday, and a few scattered thunderstorms will try to work in as we go into Saturday night and also on Sunday morning. All right, rainfall with the system tonight, heaviest by far is going to be in our southern counties. North of I-44, you're just not going to see very much, maybe 1/10 of an inch, maybe a quarter, but heavier amounts will be in our southern counties. Day planner, scattered thunderstorms in the morning, but look at that high, only 81 degrees. So it looks pretty good for us Friday afternoon. 89 on Saturday, slight chance for a few isolated thunderstorms late in the day. 93 on Sunday, hit and miss storms. 98 on Monday, and then triple digit heat all the way through next weekend. So it really starts to get pretty hot once again next week.
That looks unpleasant.
It does. It does.
Thanks, Doug. Downtown Joplin is filling up for this month's third Thursday. This is a live look. This month's theme is Downtown Water Fest. It features a variety of water activities for kids and adults to help people beat the heat. It officially kicks off at 5:30 and it runs until 8:30 tonight. Coming up, after you've taken steps to protect yourself from the heat, we're going to have tips on protecting your vehicle. Topping today's Consumer Watch, UPS and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters says contract negotiations will resume next week as the clock ticks toward an end of July deadline to avert a possible strike. Thousands of Teamsters have been conducting practice picket lines to keep the pressure on the United Parcel Service. In a statement, UPS said it's prepared to increase pay and benefits while emphasizing the need to work quickly to finalize a fair deal. Much of the country is in the midst of a heat wave. As reporter Danya Bacchus tells us, extreme summer temperatures are not only dangerous to our bodies, but also to our vehicles.
The summer sun can beat down on our cars and lead to a breakdown. That's why it's important to make sure engine oil and other fluids are full, including coolant, which prevents overheating.
The cooling system for the car is crucial.
Crucial. Probably equally as important as the engine oil.
Dave Skane from AAA says keeping tires properly inflated is also crucial.
Underinflated tires concentrate pressure on the inner and outer edge of the tire, which causes a heat buildup here. And when you're driving in hot climates, that heat buildup on the corners of the tire, on the edges of the tire by the sidewall, can lead to sudden blowouts and tire failure.
In the heat, a car's interior can reach extreme temperatures and damage some devices like cell phones. Vinyl and leather seats can also get very hot.
If you've got a hot interior and you have access to a towel or something you can lay over your seat to keep it a little cool, so when you get in it and sit down, you're not sitting on a blazing hot seat, that'll be helpful for driver comfort.
Skane suggests keeping an emergency kit in your vehicle with water, jumper cables, first aid supplies, and a portable battery charger for devices.
When your car has a problem and you're stranded, a lot of times you can't run the engine, so you can't charge your phone.
Simple steps that can help drivers stay safe in the summer and year-round. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
New home construction in the U.S. fell 8% last month. Housing starts dropped to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.43 million. That's below economists' expectations. The June cool-off was quite a turnaround from May's surprising surge. That came as low inventory in the existing home market continued to boost interest in new homes. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a look at the controversial efforts to bring the Mexican gray wolf back to the Southwest. Then on KOAM News at 6, the state of Oklahoma executed a man convicted of killing a Tulsa woman in 1995. Plus, authorities in Columbus, Kansas investigate a suspicious device. The Pitt State women's basketball team will soon head to Spain. We'll tell you why in sports. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Yeah, it's hot out there once again. We do have a bit cooler weather in the forecast, at least briefly.
Yeah, the next couple days we are going to cool down. We're also tracking a batch of thunderstorms that will try to affect us late tonight into tomorrow morning, especially in our southern counties, and then hit and miss storms over the weekend into early next week.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.